lah.
Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Putra Arifin and I will present my seminar proposal for research in English and speaking. My research proposal is titled ChatGPT's Read-Aloud feature in supporting English pronunciation learning for ELT learners. Okay, this research based on one main question and then I have three sub-questions. Research question, let's see the research question here. This study is guided by one main research question and three sub-questions that explore the potential of ChatGPT's read-aloud feature. The potential of ChatGPT's read-aloud feature in supporting English pronunciation learning for ELT learners. Let's see the question number one. Question number one is the main research question. What is the potential of ChatGPT's read-aloud feature in supporting English pronunciation learning for ELT learners? That is the main question. And then moving on to the sub-question number one. How does AI-driven speech technology contribute to pronunciation development in ELT context? What pedagogical affordance does ChatGPT's read-aloud feature offer to ELT learners? And then the sub-questions number two and number three is that how does AI speech tool use affect learner engagement and autonomy? In what ways does ChatGPT's read-aloud support self-directed and low anxiety pronunciation practice? That is the questions that I come up with for this for my seminar, for my proposal, research proposal. Moving on to theoretical framework. As you can see here, I have three theoretical framework. Let's see the point. Let's see each one of them. Okay, in this slide, I want to talk about the outlines of key theoretical foundations guiding the literature review on ChatGPT's read-aloud feature supporting English pronunciation learning for ELT learners. Let's see the theoretical framework, which is the Computer Assisted Language Learning or CALL. This framework provides the theoretical basis for integrating technology into language learning. It supports the use of AI-driven tools like ChatGPT to facilitate pronunciation practice in digital environment. So basically, this theoretical framework is talking about how technology can help someone learning a language, something like that. Moving on to theoretical framework number two. Input hypothesis. Question I took from question from 1882 posits that learners acquire language through comprehensive input slightly above their current proficiency level, enabling gradual pronunciation development. So when someone, this theoretical framework is when someone learning language, they have to be able to speak the other language but in a higher level, something like that. Okay, moving on to number three. Noticing Schmidt argues that conscious attention to linguistic feature is necessary for acquisition. So when you learning to speak another language, so you have to you have to be mindful with what you're saying and the tone or the voice that come up to your from your mouth. Noticing phonological patterns through AI read-aloud supports pronunciation learning. So noticing phonological when you learn pronunciation, for example, when you learn English pronunciation, so you have to you can use AI to notice your phonological patterns. Moving on to number four. Effective filter hypothesis. Krashen suggested that anxiety acts as a barrier to language acquisition. So when you learn English, for example, when you learn English and when you want to learn how to pronounce English words, the anxiety is one of the problems, right? So this is Krashen's framework. AI-assisted practice reduce effective filters by offering a private, non-judgmental learning environment. So when you learn by AI, for example, you learn English pronunciation with ChatGPT. ChatGPT did not or do not judge you. Like, oh, you say that wrong. No, ChatGPT don't say that, right? So you have more confidence when you learn English pronunciation through ChatGPT. So this is the methodology that I use for this research. This study employs systematic literature review to examine ChatGPT's regular feature in FL pronunciation learning. Sources were gathered from major academic databases, screened rigorously, and analyzed semantic analysis. So for this research, I use literature review. So I read lots of research paper and I collect them and I gather them from major academic database and then I take the conclusion. So this is the qualitative method using literature review. So I read a lot of research paper to make judgment. Is this correct or not? Okay, this is the resources. Number one, research period from 2000 that I took is from 2021 until 2026. Sources that I took from Google Scholars, ELT, Calico, the CALICO Journal, the Buana Catur Quarterly, and then the keywords are as you can read from the website. Number two, screening analysis. I use screening more than 200 initial sources reviewed and filtered down to final selection of 25 high quality sources. So I'm browsing for more than 200 paper, and then I short the paper into 25 only with the high quality resources. Semantic analysis following Brown, and this is from the analysis is from Brown. Okay, this is the finding after I did the research. Being number one, AI-driven speech technology. As you can see here, ChatGPT's retinal feature improves both segmental accuracy, vowels and consonant, and suprasegmental features, stress, rhythm, intonation. It delivers natural prosody and stress time rhythm and remains accessible and cost-free across multiple platforms, lowering barriers to EFL learning globally. So basically, when you learn ChatGPT, again, ChatGPT did not judge you if you are correct or wrong. AI-driven speech technology has demonstrated significant potential in supporting ELT pronunciation development. Raw text-to-speech system now approach human natural in speeches. That is finding number one. Okay, we're moving on to finding number two. This is the detail, as you can read over here. The findings are the evidence of this research is the impact of AI speech technology on EFL. Highlight measurable improvement across phonics, segmental, and suprasegmental. So when you learn English pronunciation with ChatGPT, your English pronunciation will increase. Okay, this is number one. This is the detailed findings. Of course, measurable gains in vowel production and consonant cluster accuracy were observed among young learners using AI speech tools. It is when you learn English pronunciation with ChatGPT, you will have more confidence. How to say English words is more correct. Number two, phoneme perception. Repeated exposure to AI-generated speech improve both phoneme perception and production over time. And then number three, listener proficiency. AI speech tools are especially beneficial for beginner and lower intermediate. Yeah. This is especially for lower. If you are in A1, A2, or B1, you can use ChatGPT to increase your English pronunciation. And this is number four, the suprasegmental features. AI-driven CCS or AI-driven supports the development of suprasegmental features, including stress placement, rhythms, and patterns. Okay, what happens to our brain when we use ChatGPT? This is the better we call for this. ChatGPT's feature provides on-demand pronunciation models for any text, enabling learners to access native like speech input at any time without relying on fixed recording. So highlight here, access native like speech. So for example, if you don't have, when you want to hear, when you want to know how to say that word in English, like let's say like bule, you can use ChatGPT. Yeah, learners to access native like speech. Okay, that is the goal for this. Moving on to the findings number two, thing number two. Okay, on-demand access. ChatGPT is very high demand. People use ChatGPT a lot, so it's very close to you. So you don't have to put so much effort to learn English vocabulary. And this is the multimodal inputs. Text-to-audio pronunciation also supports both auditory and visual processing when you are what kind of learner are you? Are you auditory, visual, or like anything else, something like that? And this is number 3, the learner autonomy, enables self-directed practice and the learner's own pace and schedule. So you decide what is the pace. You want to be fast-paced or slow-paced. Yeah, so you decide. That is the autonomy. Reduce affective filter. A private, non-judgmental environment lowers anxiety and affective barriers to learning. Again, if the learning is private, you don't have judgment from other people. This is finding number 3, learner engagement and autonomy. Learners demonstrate increased motivation and instinct engagement when using AI-assisted pronunciation tools. This is from Dorney and Ryan 2015. That when you learn through AI with AI, you will increase the motivation. ChatGPT said a lot of features support self-determination theory by fulfilling 3 core psychology needs. First, competence. Number 2 is autonomy, and number 3 is the relatedness. Relatedness is engaging with authentic language. So you can hear what foreigners say, how to say words like bullet using ChatGPT. And this is the finding number 3. Reading on increased metacognitive development and self-monitoring. Metacognitive awareness fosters the monitoring and regulation of one's own learning process. When EFL learners engage with ChatGPT's real-world feature, they actively compare their own speech production to the AI model, identify pronunciation errors, and make deliberate adjustments. So you can judge yourself. Is yourself saying the word is correct or not correct? Yeah. Highlight this. EFL learners engage with ChatGPT's real-world feature. They actively compare their own speech production to the AI model. For example, I say like this and then ChatGPT say like that. Is it correct or not correct? So you can compare. Of course, there are limitations when I conduct this research. Number 1 is feedback on connectivity. ChatGPT is a machine. We cannot have a natural feedback from ChatGPT. We have to ask ChatGPT. For example, how to say high school in English. ChatGPT say high school in English. And then please give feedback for me. You have to write the prompt to ChatGPT. Please give feedback for me. Is I'm saying it correct or not? That is the limitation. It's not natural the feedback. Yeah. I'm very sure contextual. Yeah. ChatGPT needs context. ChatGPT needs context when you want to learn how to pronounce English. ChatGPT will provide the answer based on your prompt. Yeah, if you prompt correct, ChatGPT will give you correct one, but if you prompt wrong, ChatGPT will give you wrong. Number 3, risk of reinforcing errors. Again, ChatGPT is a machine. They can sometimes be repetitive. So I already learned this, but ChatGPT gives the same material. So it's kind of repetitive. So the reinforcing errors. There's the limitation. Now, what are the implications for teachers? Teachers can use ChatGPT to allow as a supplementary resource, not the main material. For example, you can tell your students, oh yeah, don't forget to practice your speaking with ChatGPT. That's it, only that's it, yeah. Or only assistant. Do not make it as a main learning material. Number 2, design structure, shadowing, and listen repeat activities using ChatGPT with cloud. Pair assistant practice. This is a pair assistant practice. For example, if you are having speaking, you can pair with ChatGPT. Number 3, as a monitor, learner use of AI pronunciation tools regularly and provide periodic feedback. This is only a mandatory. Again, do not rely on ChatGPT. Implication for curriculum designers. If curriculum designers wants to use ChatGPT, this is the implications. 1, blend AI assisted pronunciation practice with traditional classroom instruction to provide comprehensive and balanced language learning experience for EFL learners. So you have to blend the AI and then the traditional classroom. Is it will be effective or no? Number 2, provide unlimited self-study opportunities through AI tools such as ChatGPT's virtual feature. When you use ChatGPT, of course, it's unlimited. Yeah, no limitation. You want to ask anything, you want to learn anything, you can use ChatGPT. Again, the context is for English pronunciation. Number 3, ensure that classroom instruction can be used to offer personalized feedback. If you want to use this, if you want to use ChatGPT, please ensure that classroom instruction can be used to offer personalized feedback. So the feedback is from the teacher itself, not from ChatGPT. Okay, this is implementation for research, make evaluation studies directly evaluating ChatGPT's about feature. So there is no research about read aloud ChatGPT's feature. ChatGPT's read aloud feature. There is no studies. Number two, qualitative studies equaling learning perceptions. For example, you learning with ChatGPT's read aloud features, right? So there is no perspective on how this read aloud, the perception about the learners, something like that. Investigate optimal instructional condition for AI stated pronunciation language frequency duration. So for research, if you want to do this research, you can use the duration. For example, how long should you use ChatGPT for English pronunciation? This is the conclusion. ChatGPT's relevant feature represent promising supplementary tools for the ELT pronunciation learning, offering natural speech models, flexibility, learner autonomy, and low anxiety practice environment. Again, this is only supplementary tools, not the main learning tools for you. Urgent and critical research is needed to validate and optimize its use in an ELT context. Again, we need to conduct more research about this. Overall, this tool represents a promising frontier that has the potential to meaningfully enhance pronunciation learning for the largest worldwide. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Any questions? That's all from me. Thank you so much.